And we're back.
What is
Hey.
up, everybody?
What's
Welcome
happening?
back to the A Gap Podcast, Season 3. We're hot. We're ready. It's summer. It's time to go, boys. Welcome back. How's everyone feeling?
Dude.
Whew. Feeling good,
Woo,
man.
feels
It's
good to be back.
happy to be here with the boys. Yeah, exactly.
2 years later, let's go.
Uh-oh.
Woo!
And I just want to make this very clear. This has always been part of the plan. We are a seasonal podcast. We make podcasts when we want, and we don't let anyone tell us what we can do. Am I right?
True.
And I also want to bring up that this is our first attempt at a stream on Twitch that we're also going to record and put on YouTube, that we're also going to take the audio off of and put on Spotify. So please, all 12 of you right now, be patient with us because there are bound to be technical issues. I think all the screens are black right now, but I could be wrong. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
But it
So,
looks
right?
good. But it looks good.
Are we back?
Sweet.
Are we functional yet?
We're still here. We're still
Dude,
live on
it's
the
good.
audio.
It's good to
We're
be
still
back,
live on Twitch.
Trying to talk sports again with the boys. I've definitely missed doing this. There's obviously a lot going on, but yeah, it's been
Hey.
good. Just
Video's
hanging
back.
out,
Video's back.
doing
now, boys.
music. Just yeah, here we go.
Video's
Oh, are
back.
you in-
All right,
are you
we're
in a
here. We're here, boys. We're here.
Oh yeah, John, are you in a band? What's the deal with that, dude?
Would you like to
Haven't
plug
talked to you in
your
2 years.
band?
I would actually. Me and the boys with Bad Mother Nature have been working hard over this hiatus and definitely over the pandemic. We've been doing a lot of good single releases, and then we've been doing a lot of music videos along with that. Definitely a bunch of stuff in the works now, and with things kind of going back to the new normal, as it were. We've got shows on the books now. So we're very, very excited, and all those will be announced soon. I can't give any further detail than that, but if you want, check us out, Bad Mother Nature.
Where can we find you?
Spotify, YouTube, anywhere you get music, we're all over. And then Instagram. I know I don't want to plug us, but Bad Mother Nature, give us a follow.
We
But
are the
yeah.
official Bad Mother Nature podcast, if that wasn't
Hey, there
clear
we
yet.
go.
We are
Yeah, we are.
official.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, Colby, it seems like our technical issues have gotten
think
fixed
we're
here. What's
good.
going on
I
with
think-
you, buddy?
I think my computer might need an upgrade, but I think we're doing okay from what I've seen thus far. Let us know, obviously, in the chat if you guys see anything weird. I'll try to fix it. It's our first run. But other than that, obviously, I'm in a new house. I moved. So I'm still in the Sacramento area, but I'm in a new house. Got the new layout. Got my little Pablo Sandoval picture behind me. But I also got a new kitten. So she's running around the house, fucking
Yeah.
tearing things apart.
Good.
Other than that, man, life's good. Been watching sports. Been playing video games off stream. Just having a blast, dude.
Oh,
Chilling.
wait. Have there been sports on?
Occasionally. Yeah, occasionally.
Got it. Okay, that's why we're here. Okay, sorry. All right.
What?
Matt, what's going on with you, bud?
Yeah, I think last time we did a podcast, I was probably in San Diego. So I'm actually in Utah now. I'm fully Mormon, married, 5 kids.
Congratulations.
And I've been eating a lot of ice cream lately. It's been nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Speaking of ice cream, Matt, I did want to say I have been trying to lose weight recently. And I'm going to throw this out there. Let's see if the chat's paying attention. How fat do you think I am? What's Tom's weight? Let's see in the chat.
Oh, my God.
Let's see in the chat. Let's see in the
no,
chat.
oh, no.
Let's see in the chat. Is anyone?
Do we run
Closest
a-
answer
wanna run
gets a
poll,
special
maybe?
prize. Yeah, run a poll. You put the
Let's
range
see
in
if
there.
I can
we
run a
test
poll.
this
Let's
out?
see if I can figure that out. I don't even know how, to be completely honest here.
Uh-oh. We started with 12 and we're down to 8, so I feel like we're losing them, boys. But let's keep it going here.
That's right. It was probably the technical difficulties, you know.
That's
It
okay.
happens. Regardless of
can,
the poll.
can I try to guess your weight?
Go. Yes, please.
Actually,
yes.
210.
Higher. John, what do you got?
Two 217.
Higher still.
Colby?
Higher than 217. I'm gonna go.
Higher than
I'm gonna be that guy and just be a little rude. I'm gonna go
for it.
234.
It was 232.
Oh!
Oh!
232.
All
Nice
right,
work,
all right.
nice
Is that the
work.
starting point? Where are we at now?
Oh, Kevin had 235. That's close. We are at 228.
Oh,
Hey.
28. All right, there we go.
I
Dude,
know.
Big grats to you, man.
And I think the only reason I've lost weight is just because I've got a really big thing for ice cream. I know Matt just said he's into ice cream too. And more specifically, if you've ever had the Tillamook ice cream sandwiches from the Nugget Market, those will single-handedly keep me in the obese category, I think. So, but I've really been off that and, eating green things, and it's been good. I've been feeling better in general, so I'm really
Dude,
happy
big
about
congrats
that.
to you,
Kevin made a
man.
good point in chat. I should probably add a hashtag ad to the stream title for Tillamook.
Tillamook.
Tillamook ice cream sandwiches.
Hey, we rep Tillamook, dude. They're Pacific Northwest. I fuck with Tillamook. Let's go.
Very good.
So there's the catch up, boys. Unless we got anything else, I guess we can get into it here.
Oh man, good to be back. We're excited to talk some sports with the boys. Obviously, a lot going on.
Absolutely. It's been a while.
And I know to our long-term fans that normally we start these episodes when it was a podcast specifically with a sing-song. So we'll see what the chat's reaction is to maybe us doing a sing-song at some point. See if everyone wants that. We'll see what everyone says.
We can see.
All
We'll
right.
try and make it work.
Let's see what we can do.
Give the people.
Ooh,
what
I
they
like
want.
the Kevin Brobin Tillamook ad. Tillamook. Just lather it on your body.
You big fat idiot.
If I could taste it on my stomach, I would believe me.
Oh man.
All right, so first subject here. We're talking NBA right now, NBA playoffs. So I know from all the subjects we've been kind of having this discussion, a little bit different of what we've been watching here, but let's just start with, I think, America's favorite subject. LeBron James is a big bitch.
He is. Yeah, I know. I'm sure we have some LeBron stands in the chat, but dude, his faking injuries, falling on the floor, pretending he was seeing 3 hoops, it's just getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand.
It's theater with sport, is kind of always think. I always think LeBron, everything he's doing is just trying to make a story. He wants the headline with something he says post-game or something that happened. So obviously we know Draymond Green didn't poke the guy's eye out when he jumped. He just jumped in. Draymond put his hand down. I think he put his hand into his face, but the whole CN3 thing, I think that was just a narrative he loves to build.
So what I liked is that Kevin Pillar of the New York Mets gets hit in the face with a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. Has to have facial reconstruction surgery, broken nose, blood everywhere. I think he was down less time than LeBron was when he got poked in the eye. Not even kidding.
Yeah, he played pretty quickly. And I guess maybe that's the day. Are baseball players tougher than basketball players? I think we could
Yes,
probably safely say that.
100%.
Safely say that at this
Yeah.
point, right? And then what are soccer players though? Because I always felt like they were the
That's
kings.
I think that's the debate.
Yeah.
I think soccer players are still worse, but LeBron is single-handedly pulling them down for the NBA.
He is ruining the average entirely. I mean,
He is.
there are tough soccer players that take fucking heads to the dome, and yeah, they go down for 30 seconds to a minute, but it's he just got skull to skull contact. LeBron is getting a tiny finger in his eye. That hurts too, but come on, dude. You don't have to be oh, I was seeing 3 ribs, so I just aimed for the middle one. Dude, fucking relax.
The
It's
best was
ridiculous.
the brawl where he gets.
Oh, yeah.
Was the brawl when he got poked in the eye?
No,
That was the
that
one
was a
after.
game.
So that was the
after.
one before or the game after.
I think it was
That was the one
after.
series.
So I know he was
Mhm.
down, and then the brawl happens. His teammate steps in. He's pushing the other team. Whatever. They're getting into a brawl. LeBron sees that the attention's no longer on him in the brawl, so he crawls
right
over
up.
to the brawl and goes back down injured because it's just got to be about LeBron.
I think LeBron thinks the entire NBA is about him. If I think I'm correct on
Yeah,
that.
I mean, when
He
you go to
thinks the
ESPN
storyline.
and literally, I went to ESPN this morning just to look at some headlines and shit. I swear to God, there were 3 images. All of them had LeBron in them. Every single one. And it's all these stories are just about LeBron and the Lakers. It's dude, there's so much other sports going on, playoff hockey, baseball, NBA. I don't know. It's kind of ridiculous that he just gets the
That
entire
is a
front
good-
page of ESPN.
That is a good
On
point, Colby.
Tebow.
What's your second favorite series going on in the NBA playoffs? Colby, go.
Oh, second favorite series going on currently. I like Celtics Nets. That's been kind of entertaining. I don't usually like rooting for the Celtics because they're kind of, I think, like everyone's team on the East Coast. And the Nets are like easy to hate. They're like the Monstars. But it's been fun to watch. Like the Celtics got a good game at home. I think, are they playing again tonight? I'm not sure if they've had
Playing right now.
Oh,
Playing
well, there
right
you go.
now.
Well, I'll have to check the stats and the score on that. But I don't know. It's been a really fun series to watch. Nets dominated the first couple games. Celtics punched back hard. It'll be interesting to see what happens in Game 4.
Speaking of punch back hard, when do you think an NBA player is going to take a swing at a fan?
Jesus, dude,
maybe
it's
on
about to
the
happen.
20th anniversary of Ron Artest, just to be like, hey, fuck it, why not? Like, let's reset the headlines.
Who was it? Was it like Big Cat the other day just tweeted that there should be a mandatory rule in the NBA where they're allowed to fight one fan per year? And it's just like based off of shit that's been happening recently. It's just like fans are out of control, man. I get that it's been a pandemic. People have been inside and they're stoked to be outside, but like spitting on Trae Young, that's what? That's oh my God. New York being a little extra on that one.
It's interesting. It's all the classic New York cities, excuse me, East Coast cities. You've got like the New York fan that spit on Trey. You've got the Boston fan that threw a water ball at Kyrie. You've got Philly fan throwing popcorn at Westbrook, and now we have a Washington D.C. guy storming the court. That was just yesterday.
Oh yeah, huh?
So, and don't you love the media narrative is just, oh, this is awful. Like it's basically everyone's turn. I think we could all four of us say that's fucked up. No one should do that because I think we all agree it's fucked up. No one should do that. But it's now just like this easy thing that everyone in the media can just keep, getting there like, oh, it's so fucked up. They should never do that. I'm such a good person for saying that they're so fucked up. And they shouldn't do it ever. But it just feels like I've heard the same story over and over.
Yeah, it's kind of disgusting. It's like, I don't know, like you said, it's mostly on the East Coast, which is kind of weird. Like, I understand there's a harder lifestyle on the East Coast. Us being West Coasters are like, I don't know. I wouldn't do that, but after a lot of beer and, like, being pent up, not going to a game for a while, I feel like that's, like, kind of factoring in a little bit. Like, everyone's been cooped up, and now they're going to these, like, public arenas with a lot of people. They're getting a lot of this, like, energy from people in the crowd that they haven't gotten in a while. And they're like, I've been at home
drinking
so long.
a zillion beers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Drinking a shit ton of beers, getting hammered, and they're like haven't been around this many people. They're all riled up. They're like, fucking throw popcorn. Like they just like react, and I don't know. It's kind of disgusting. Hopefully it stops by the time playoffs are over.
I get the passion like behind, the Knicks being in the playoffs again and like all that kind of stuff, but to take it to that extent, like it never needs to go there.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
just too much. That's way too much.
I would be totally down if all right, you can't go into the stands. Like we get it. Ron Artest is kind of a trailblazer there, but maybe you just say, all right, you can let the fan come down and you just settle it hockey style. Throw the gloves off. Fan gets to square off. I mean, I don't know. It'd be kind of fun.
It solves a lot of problems in hockey,
I mean,
right?
I would like to see. I mean, I don't think LeBron would do it, but
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. He would fake take a punch really quick.
yeah,
He would
go
pay.
down.
He would pay a guy in the opposite team jersey to fake hit him, and then he would react, and then stand up and also tell someone to hold him back,
No, he would get hit and he would get up and he would beat the guy's ass. It'd be like wrestling, LeBron.
I'll be the resident defender. I think the flopping stuff is a little extra for LeBron. And I do like the tweet obviously about him getting up and going over to because it's like the trainer helped him up and he walks over to where the scrum's happening, literally like lays down. It's pretty, but dude, I having seen LeBron, especially against like the Warriors for the longest time now, I have so much respect for that guy. Like I think he's definitely the face of this league. And but yeah, the flopping stuff is definitely a fun narrative to follow in the playoffs right now.
And some good comments in the chat here.
There you go. Yeah. Read it, Matt. Why don't you get some of those comments out there for
Yeah,
us?
Kevin Broman says, back in my day, Lions fans would throw D batteries on the field, and Raiders fans would have Latin Kings initiations in the handicap stall.
Dear God.
Soft leagues.
Softly.
Wow, hot takes in the chat tonight. Holy shit.
Jeez.
Coming in hot. Jesus.
Hey, don't feel afraid to share your takes in the chat. It's the internet.
Yeah,
Nobody knows
love
who
it.
you are unless we know who you are.
And we'll
There's
call
a
you
camera
out.
on your face. Yeah, exactly.
Man.
Cool. Well, yeah.
That's pretty funny.
I guess the only thing I want to throw out there, so like you said, so LeBron is the face of the NBA. I think there's just something about that when you have succeeded for so long, you kind of become the villain in the league,
Oh
and
yeah,
everyone just starts hating you regardless. Even like,
100%.
don't you feel like there's a lot of hate for Steph outside of the Bay Area? You
Of
know,
course.
isn't that kind of yeah?
And unnecessarily, and it's just like most LeBron fans will think that the hate is coming unnecessarily. It's just like, but I agreed with you. Like Steph gets a ton of unnecessary hate, and he carried that team to the playoffs, and everybody's talking trash on how like he can't finish and like washed because they can't get in the playoffs and whatever. It's like we were missing our young center, 7'1". We had no people over 6'9". Nice. In both of those series, which I give kudos to Kevon for like trying to be the big man, and he did what we needed him to do. But Steph takes a lot of that, and that's a very valid point. There's a lot of that hate once you become those faces of the league, where you're just like, I mean, Steph's one of the greatest shooters of all time, and people are going to aim for that. That's very valid point.
I want to get John's take on this because it seems like Steph, like LeBron gets hate because he's kind of a tool about a lot of things, but Steph seems like a really cool guy. And it seems like even players don't want to give him his due, and maybe that's because he plays the game differently than like traditional legends have. Like he's just an incredible shooter. I don't know if that pisses people off or not. It feels like it's cheap or something to like a LeBron or something. But it took LeBron to what this year to even acknowledge Steph is like, all right, like
It took LeBron playing him in a basically wild card game. It took LeBron facing him in a play-in game. That's when he's like, okay, before the game, let me just say that Steph is the greatest opponent I've ever faced. It's like he's never said that before.
But you have to look at that as like they're also competitors. This has been a rivalry for a while, whether people want to call it a rivalry or not. But it's been Steph and LeBron, and they're two of those guys where it's like what you're alluding to, which is just like Steph has put in his time. He's been working hard. He's been, kind of he's been quiet otherwise. But he like you said, garners all that hate and stuff like that. And I don't know. I think it's just one of those things that, like you said, he's an insane ball handler, and he shoots the ball at such a high tick that people want that. And when they can't do those things, like he just has a freakish talent. Like it's just, I don't know. You want what you can't have, and people love to hate on it, especially when you just like come in, you set the league on fire after these.
Yep.
Like early on, like he was getting all those ankle injuries, and people were just like, okay, he's like that's it. He's a bust. He can't stay healthy. There's no way. And then now he's tearing it up, and he's like, oh, all those people who doubted me, like, where you at? He obviously never says it like that, but like I don't know. It's just one of those things where hard work is just paying off for him, and people are always just like wanting it. They just want to be like what Steph Curry has, just this insane talent.
And he has so much fun doing it too. And I feel like that is like when you're against him, like, so as a Kings fan, watching the Warriors get so good and being jealous, I'm like, I fucking hate this guy because he's so good, and he's like not showboating. Like, I don't want to be old man yelling at the clouds, right? Like, oh, like, don't let this guy have fun while he plays sport. Like, no, like, obviously have fun. And now I love it. Like, I love Steph. I love the Warriors because it's like the Kings aren't a factor
they're playing
right
the Kings.
now. Unless they're playing the Kings, of course.
Right, thank you.
But it's just, I can relate to like the kind of him putting it in people's faces. I don't know. Kevin had a good take in the chat. He was saying that LeBron was basically like doing all the stuff against Steph just to build the narrative, right? Beat Steph as this year's MVP, and now LeBron is playing through the injury. Kevin says, "Wake up, sheeple." So I mean, it's true. Yeah, like once again, I don't want to talk about LeBron for 2 hours, but yeah, like he does that shit for the narrative. He's all drama. But I guess I could just say I relate to like why people dislike Steph, because yeah, he is so good. He has so much fun. He's like got a great family life, great home life, great personal life. He's just perfect. So it's like there has to be something wrong, or as somebody that you don't like, if you don't like him, you're going to try to find something wrong with him.
Yeah, very true.
All right, boys, before we move on to another subject, so all of our NBA teams are out. Is there any team that you guys are specifically rooting for?
You had Colby for the series, and for me, I was just kind of going over everybody who's playing, and I think I'm going for the Knicks. I've got a buddy
Cool.
who's a big time Knicks fan on the East Coast, and I've just kind of been pulling for them. I guess
Call,
if I had,
call your buddy. It's 3-1.
oh, I
Gotta
know,
turn my light
I
on.
know.
Check in. You know, check in on that guy.
He was actually at game 2 where they won. So
Was he in,
I
was he in
Oh,
the second
fuck.
row?
he was but he was at game 2, and so I think my team right now is the Knicks. Close second, Memphis Grizzlies.
They're fun to
Youngest
watch.
team in the
Memphis is
playoffs
fun to
in
watch.
how many years? They're the youngest team in the playoffs since like 2012, something like that.
Colby, Matt, you guys got one?
Yeah, I don't really watch NBA too much, so fully ignorant take, but I'm gonna go with the Atlanta Hawks. I saw what the rude people of New York did to Trae Young in regards to his hairline, and it was just egregious and uncalled for. The Trae is balding chance, very, very rude, and I hope that he can hoist a championship and say who's balding now. I mean, like it'll still be him, but he'll have a championship, I guess. So
Makes it better.
Then he can be like, yeah, I shaved my head to match the trophy that I won.
yeah, there you go.
I guess
Colby, what about you?
I'm kind of rooting for the Trailblazers, Portland. Like I've always loved the Trailblazers. Going to school in Oregon, I was like never a Trailblazers fan, but always rooted for them. I love Dame out of Oakland, love McCollum, love Nurkic. I love the whole squad. So they're tied 2-2 against the Nuggets. That's going to be a fun series as well. Maybe another one I would have picked if I would have done some research earlier. But yeah, I would say Trailblazers are fun to watch. I love Dame time. They're electric in the playoffs. I just hope they can get deep.
Absolutely.
So Kevin said in the chat.
Oh, here we go.
Any
Colby
thoughts
Stone
on,
Donor. Here we go.
on the Mike Bibby illegal ferret allegations?
That cannot be a real story, but
No, unfortunately, I Googled it, and all I see is Mike Bibby sexual abuse investigation. So we're going to go ahead and close that
Yikes.
Yeah,
conversation.
alright.
Move right
Thanks for
on,
leading
right
to that.
on.
But
Thanks, Kevin.
if you have any
Appreciate
evidence of the illegal ferrets,
you. Send it to us.
Yeah,
Please
DM,
put it
DM
in
it to
the
us.
chat.
Yeah.
But let me give you a different email. I don't want you to send that to my actual email. I don't know the list I'll get on. All right, my team, just for the record here, I'm big, dude. I just love Giannis, man. I love watching Giannis. I feel like Giannis is the next Steph. He's the next LeBron. He just needs to start winning championships. I just think he's like Steph. He has so much fucking fun all the time when he's playing the game. He can do ridiculous things that no other athlete on the court can do. And obviously, I want him to win a championship somewhere in there. But also, I want to point out while we're here, Giannis does have the longest free throw shooting time of any NBA player right now. And I can't tell if that's like a mind game or if that actually is what he needs to hit free throws. But either way, it's pretty entertaining to watch everyone hate it.
They
How
literally
long
had
is
like
it?
the shot clock.
Oh,
Wasn't
it's an 11-second free throw. There is now, they have said that you can only take 10 seconds and they're timing him at the free throw line. Like the videos I watched was like 3 other players shooting both free throws in the amount of time it took him to shoot.
Oh
one.
my god, what's his routine? Does he like? I haven't watched
he just
Giannis
looks.
play in a while. To be
He
honest,
looks and then he dribbles and he looks, then he dribbles and he looks, and then he thinks about it, and then he shoots.
Oh
you know,
my
it's just
God.
like highly entertaining. I think it's all mind games, but maybe if it helps him hit it, then whatever.
I mean,
you know?
if he did it in the regular season, right? Like, there's no, I mean, or if this is a new development, yeah, it's probably mind games. But I feel like he would just be like screwing himself over. That just gives him like more time to like think about it too much and fuck it up.
See, but you've got all the big men trying to get the rebound around him, or all the people, obviously on the first shot, not really, but maybe just they're sitting there like, bro, fucking just shoot the ball. You know, like they're all sitting there because you're all next to each other and trying to get the
Right,
rebound.
right.
So he's in their head. That's my thought.
Interesting.
Yeah. NBA, it's exciting times.
Well-
We're about to get into second rounds here pretty quick.
Well, speaking of free throws, I don't know if you want to move away from the NBA, but I saw
Oh, wait.
a stat. I saw
Go
a
for
stat today that Ben Simmons is 5 of 22 from the free throw line in his series, and I think that's just ridiculous for an NBA player, like an all-star player. That's insane in the playoffs. They're just gonna foul him.
Colby, he's the defensive player of the year candidate every year.
Yeah,
All
but,
right.
okay.
Fuck
he's
it.
he's a 2-and-D. Cool. Like, make a free
2-and-D.
throw for the love of God. Like, come on, dude.
that's again not a big NBA guy, but you've been playing literally your entire life.
Dude. Like it's
How can
so
you
easy.
not? How can you not shoot at least like 60%?
You need to put a tag over Matt's face that says "not an NBA guy."
Not an
Yeah,
NBA.
yeah, we'll get him a
guy.
sign. We'll get him a sign to hang next to his guitar.
Make me a shirt.
Matt, you gotta play us. You gotta play us Wonderwall on the way out. by the way.
All right, I got you.
All right, sick.
All right. Speaking of sad things that I don't like to talk about, like Wonderwall, what about the Kings, guys? Should we talk about the Kings?
Resident Kings fans, that's
Yeah,
true.
I'm down to talk a little bit about the Kings. You know me.
15 years of sadness, 15 years of sorrow. No signs of it changing. We're keeping Luke. We know that for sure.
Yep.
We have no idea what the team's going to look like besides De'Aaron Fox and Halliburton. The cap space is already muddied with Harrison Barnes and Buddy Hield. We want Holmes, but is Holmes even really the answer? I don't know. The only draft pick that I can see that I would really want is the center from USC, Mobley. He looks awesome. I think he'd be better than Holmes, but he's going to go second overall, so the Kings would have to get extremely lucky to get something like that.
Yeah, the last time the Kings drafted a center worked out real well.
Yeah, I know. Yikes.
Speaking
Bagley's
of,
a power forward, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. Bagley shoots
true.
the corner
He is
three.
A 4. He's a 4.
He shoots the three.
He's a 4. All right, he's a 4.
Yeah, I know. It's yikes.
I did see. Speaking of the draft that shall never be named of again, my buddy Dylan Greatness, aka True Grit, check him out on SoundCloud. He gave me a stat today that says Luka is 3-9 against the Kings, and he believes it's to apologize to the Kings fan base for the atrocity that Vlade did not drafting him. So I thought that was kind of a funny stat. Like, Luka just sucks ass against the Kings. I wonder if it at all like gets in his head, or if they maybe just don't play well because everybody just sits their starters against the Kings. But
or Luka thinks he doesn't have to play that hard to beat the Kings.
He's like, oh, I'll beat them effortlessly, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I thought that was just kind of a cool, funny stat regarding the Kings.
It is. I doubt Luka is like, I'll show these guys for not drafting. Like he gives a fuck.
Yeah.
The Sacramento Kings didn't draft him.
Doesn't give a fuck.
No.
He's
Would've
like,
been cool, though.
I've gone to the playoffs almost every year I've been with this team. You guys haven't gotten to the playoffs in 15 years. Fuck off, you know.
Longest round in the NBA.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I don't know. We don't
need to get too deep in the Kings talk here.
We could sit here and talk about it for 30 minutes, but I'm sure, Tom, you and I are probably the only Kings fans that are here. Uh-oh, looks like our video froze.
Anyone in chat is a Kings fan? Please.
I am a wannabe Kings fan.
Ooh, wait, but Matt, you said you're not an NBA guy, dude.
Not an NBA guy, so wannabe Kings fan.
All right, we'll take it. We'll accept it.
All right, give me 2 seconds, boys. Fill the airwaves. The video broke. I'm gonna get it going again, but fill the airwaves with some delightful messages for the chat.
Okay. So back to my NBA fandom.
Yeah, where do you? I mean, you're obviously a Kings fan, then, right? I mean,
I probably watch 20 games a year.
Well,
not terrible. It's not a lot, you know.
But I'm just saying, Matt, as a Bay Area guy, as a Bay Area fan, why not just stay in the Bay, Matty?
I'm not a Bay Area guy. I'm a Sacramento area guy.
Oh yeah, I mean, the River Cats are pretty dope. Let's be
real. Cats.
That game was pretty sick. It was fun to be at a ball game.
Cool.
Dude, it was a Bauer outage. I love
Bauer outage. Justin Bauer, like 34 years old, can't play defense.
It was crazy though. I forgot about like minor league ball because we got there and everybody was hitting dingers. It was crazy.
Is it considered a hitter's park? Rayleigh's Field, isn't it? Is it Rayleigh's?
All right, everybody, they're gone. This is our moment to connect. I've wanted to talk with you all for a while now about this new marketing scheme I've been a part of, where we sell energy drinks to people, and then basically you sell energy drinks to people for more money. Sorry, we're having a little technical difficulties. I'm going to be joining the Zoom meeting here in 2 seconds, and we'll be back live. Chris, we'll get to your question in chat in just a sec.
I mean, obviously the cool one is Drew Robinson. It's cool to see him hit and see him do the things he did. And obviously just a cool story to root for. Anybody in chat who wants to hear a good story, Drew Robinson is a good comeback story. Just all the shit that he went through and what he's doing now is awesome.
He's raking.
No, he is. It was
he
very
really
cool.
is.
But I don't know if Rayleigh is a hitter's park. It's like 380 to left, but somebody, oh my God, there was a first baseman. I don't think I remember his name, but for the Aces, and he cranked one, and it bounced off the top roof out there that they have for this little beer garden or whatever. It was massive. It was a big boy home run.
Is that Reno Aces?
Yep, the
Triple A guy.
I believe they're the Dodgers
Triple A
affiliate
guy.
too, right?
All right.
Are
Aren't
they the game that we went to?
A's?
Yeah, they're the oh no, they're
That
the
was
A's.
Vegas.
They all
It was
got
Vegas.
shifted around.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Vegas, and they're the A's guys.
You're right.
Fucking Isotopes used to be the Dodgers, right? Or not the Isotopes.
I thought the
fucking-
51s were the Dodgers.
The Area 51s. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. New Mexico.
All right, guys, we have a very interesting question in chat going back to not necessarily NBA, but basketball. Danny DVDO says, any takes on Nick Young signing with the Zhejiang Lions? They are the CBA favorites Are they the CBA favorites after this pickup? Are we sure that the Shanghai Sharks are still the team to beat?
That's a great question.
Also, he asked,
Next question.
Can we count on
Next
the
question.
Okay, next question. Can we count on the Fujian SBS Zhonging Sturgeons? Chris thinks, or excuse me, Danny thinks we can all agree that the Shanghai Sharks are the most fun team to watch.
Is he talking about his favorite League of Legends team? I don't understand here.
And that was talking esports on the AGAP podcast.
All right, we did it, guys. All right.
Oh God, Kevin wants to say the Fujian Surgeons. Is that where I went for my vasectomy? No wonder I have 12 kids.
That you know about.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
All right, we're gonna put this back on some rails here, guys. So we're in the heat of it. We're in the heat of MLB, Major League Baseball season, baby. So let's just first talk about what we all want to talk about is how goddamn good the fucking Giants are. Am I right? Feels good, baby.
In Farhan we
Let's
trust.
go.
Farhan, we trust. Who knew a wannabe male model could manage this team to the best record in the MLB?
I don't know, man. That what was it, the leopard print speedo looked pretty good. I don't know about wannabe. He
All right,
looked
fair
pretty,
enough.
He looked pretty good, man.
Amateur male model? Can we go with
Amateur.
that?
In his
Amateur
off
male
time.
model.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, Gabe's looking good and the team's looking good. So what do you think? What it is? You guys have all been watching baseball. Why are we killing it?
Well, I think it's got to start with the pitching, and the pitching's just been unbelievable. I think probably second best ERA in all of baseball. But also, you got to give credit to the coaching too, because they're getting all the old fucks to hit, like Brandon Crawford, Longoria, Belts on IL. But all those
Even
guys
hit
all those
decent
guys were
when
like
he was on.
dead in the water when Gabe came, and now they're all at least contributing, hitting, getting good hits out of guys like Steven Duggar, Austin Slater.
They've all of a sudden got a crowded outfield with a bunch of skilled
They-
young players. Like
They
I
have
don't
the
understand where
second
this came
most
from.
home runs in all of baseball.
Crazy.
That's
It's just nuts.
That's
At-
nuts.
I guess it's.
They also
not.
got Kevin Gosman and Alex Wood pitching like Cy Young candidates.
Yeah, what is our pitching staff? It's like 4 dudes that are on 1-year contracts, like prove it deals. And Gosman, who I'm glad we re-signed last year to actually a longer term deal, I thought.
No, he's on a 1 year, or I think it's a 1 year.
Jesus Christ.
I think he resigned for the minimum,
So Logan Webb is the only
not the
pitcher
minimum,
that is
but
going to
the
be there
a
next year.
qualifying offer.
Yeah. So single year.
But they'll
Yeah,
probably extend him.
they should. They
He,
definitely
he
should.
might start the All Star game.
Right.
He could. He absolutely could.
I agree.
pitched in that well.
And
You
it's
got him.
wild. I mean, he was like a middle reliever for the Reds last season, right?
He was like a top pick by the Orioles, like big time prospect, but he was with the Orioles, so it didn't work out, of course.
Classic.
So he just scuffled, had injuries, moved around from bullpen to starting, went to, I think, Atlanta, went to Cincinnati, bounced around, and came home to SF, baby.
Dude,
Cy Gosman.
it's in the water, I guess.
It's nuts.
Hey, all right, real quick, I got to do this. I might take us a little off the rails, but hey, Kevin Brobin and McCann Drums, appreciate the prime subs, boys. You're helping out the channel. We're all gonna put all this shit back into the podcast and production, so that
Yep,
maybe the
keep,
stream won't freeze and I can upgrade my computer.
That'd be nice. Yeah, keep giving Colby money, everybody. Keep
Yeah.
just pressing that button.
We'll have
I'm
to do
on
we'll have to do an
that
AGAP.
auto-renewal.
Yeah, we'll have to do
Yeah.
an AGAP drunk stream. You know, really rake in the dollars.
Hot
Um,
substream.
So yeah, so sorry. Back to the fucking Giants. How about that fucking home run stealing grab by
Talkman.
Gosman,
We
right?
just
Or
talked about the
Talkman,
Dodgers.
that's right.
Yeah, the
that-
Dodger series or the 2 series where we looked like we were just completely fucked and never going to be able to beat them. And then just some Like the games, if I was showing an alien from a different planet what baseball's all about, I would show them those fucking games against the Dodgers because they were so goddamn exciting, and it was great. I'm happy we're a competitive team. But
That game was crazy. I think if we do, I mean, obviously, I think everybody's still waiting for the wheels to fall off a little bit.
Yep.
I-
Honestly,
definitely.
hand
Yeah,
up. Hand
but-
up.
Even us, yeah.
But if we do end up making, if they do end up making the playoffs, and I think that will be one of those moments where we look back and say like, they were getting bent over by the Dodgers. They're about to lose another one in just heartbreaking fashion. That was a turning point. Mike Tauchman making that grab was huge because nobody thought. I don't know. As soon as that fucking 3-run shot went over with 2 outs in the ninth,
I thought, here we go again.
here we fucking go.
Yeah.
Pujols. It's one if that goes over, that's just demoralizing.
True.
Yeah, how about the fucking Dodgers signing Albert Pujols too? That's sick.
Ridiculous.
That's pretty sick.
Well, he was already in LA. Like he was already there.
That's true.
Yeah.
Easiest move for him.
He's the
so.
slowest player in Major League history at this point, though.
Yeah.
He's not quite King Albert, but
The way he runs, he looks like a cardboard cutout that learned how to move and is like kind of like just like figuring it out. It's absolutely ridiculous. But one thing I wanted to say about Giants Dodgers, it's fun to watch Giants Dodgers where there's like 12 total runs scored rather than like pitching duels like 1-0, 2-0, like 3-2. It's fun to have, I don't know, a lot of hits, a lot of dingers. Makes the game more exciting.
Good offense. That's what it seems like the league is lacking.
True, because the fucking nerfed balls, honestly.
Yeah.
we saw today. That report was from today. Major League Baseball's league average is 236, which is the lowest since '68.
Wow.
It's just
That's
nuts.
insane.
Like I was looking at the things today, and I just pulled this up, but it's like 7 pitchers with sub-2 ERAs, like 7 starting pitchers, and then 21 with sub-3. It's just crazy.
What?
And
6
I think
no-hitters?
6 no-hitters. Part of it's probably foreign substances, but I think a lot of it's just guys going up there taking daddy hacks.
Maybe.
And swinging for the
You think
fences.
everyone just swinging for the fences? Like in the offseason, everybody was like, oh, the ball is juiced, work on your power swing. And then MLB put out the new ball and they're fucked.
Well, it's the way that the game's been going.
True.
Because everybody's
True.
going for launch angle. Everyone's sacrificing average for power. So it's the 3 true outcomes, right? It's strikeout, home run, or it's walk. And that's all they do. But now pitchers are putting foreign substances on their fingers, and their spin rates are out of control.
I did hear interesting about the foreign substance. So it's like sunscreen on a player is not illegal, and rosin itself is not illegal. But when you mix sunscreen and rosin, it creates an illegal substance. So whenever you see a pitcher that's like touching his forearm and then grabs the rosin bag, they just put a thing of sunscreen on their forearm. And so they grab the rosin bag, they touch the sunscreen, they grab their hat, and they grab the ball. And it's like, think about how many pitchers you've seen do that. And it's like, why are they always touching their forearm?
Every day.
Why are they touching their forearm? So
Jacob deGrom is nuts. I was looking at because Matt was saying about just pitchers having unreal ERAs right now, and I mean deGrom is sitting at a .71.
That's insane.
What's the record? They were talking about it yesterday. It's Bob Gibson. It's like 1.12 or something like that.
Oh, he'll crush.
He
that
might
with this
legit get
start.
that.
Yeah, with this start, I mean, he would have to give up probably 3-4 runs a start at this point to change that average that much.
There's 7 pitchers that are sub-2 right now.
It's ridiculous, man.
It's crazy.
It's honestly insane.
So
I mean,
how
okay.
long do you think it is till they change it? How long do you think it's
Well, yeah,
gonna-
that's what do they do to adjust back? They
But that's what
move
I'm
the
saying,
mound back.
right?
They
Yep.
lower the seams.
They've done it before where they moved the mound back, but I mean, you've got guys going up there gassing 105 now. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's.
But talk about the
you know,
opposite of what the MLB wanted, right? Like they want offense, exciting games. You know, they're like, oh, let's speed up the games to make them more viewable. And then now it's like a 2-1 game is becoming the standard. You know, and it's like,
Well, I think the problem
No
is
hitters,
it's not. There's a
like-
lot of home runs, but there's just too many breaks in the action. It's just a shitload of strikeouts and then home runs. Like there's not
Yeah.
enough consistency in the action. You'll see plenty of innings where there's just 3 strikeouts, couple walks, 3 strikeouts, and I think
Small
that's
ball's
what they're
gone
concerned
away.
about. Yeah.
small ball has gone away, and that's like, I mean, but I mean, even still, we watched. Even in yesterday's game, I watched Mauricio Dubon lay down just a beautiful bunt to get a base hit, and I'm like, that's why aren't people doing that now more in all these ridiculous overshifts and all that? Like, I don't know. I'm with you that it is kind of that home run or strikeout right now, really.
Wasn't there like something submitted by the player, like the MLB Players Association, that was going to like restrict how aggressive you could be with the shift? I thought I heard that like a year or two ago. Has that
they're
not?
pushing
That
for it.
clearly hasn't been enacted, right? I thought it was like approved and was going to be enacted this season or next. I wasn't sure.
I know that they're talking about it, but I don't think they obviously haven't done anything yet. But I know like Buster Posey, for example, was talking about it.
Yeah.
So his argument is basically like, if you take away the shift, not only will you have more hits, more action, but you'll also get more like web gems and stuff like that,
Totally.
because guys aren't right there to make the play.
Right.
They'll actually have to like go over, dive, make a sick play. But
Right.
I don't know. I think they should just do aluminum bats.
Let's
I think that's how you counteract
go.
it. You
I'm
know?
so down.
Get
Every
that, like,
MLB game
TPS,
sounds like a beer
The
league. dude.
exo grid, just these band bats, just fucking hitting 500-foot dingers.
So, dude, Mike Yastrzemski's like hitting it over the bay.
Yeah.
Like he's just hitting it into the parking lot across McCovey Cove. 626-foot home run.
I think that's the solution.
Dude, I'm down.
So I
As
guess
long as
like
they
we
put a
were-
keg at first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you got to do a keg stand before you round first.
Yeah, sounds right. That'd be fun.
One thing I was thinking though too, did you guys see? I forget who it was. The dude that like ran into the fucking wall, like slammed into the
Yeah,
wall.
yeah.
They need to extend the warning track. I think that is something that I think needs to maybe be talked about. Because what is it? So you would have what? Maybe more ground rule doubles. But what's the negative of extending the warning track?
You don't get funny bloopers like that.
I guess that's true. I guess that's true. Hey, you know what? If they're playing a sport, they're throwing their body on the line anyways.
They've gotten more padding in every ballpark over the last decade. So it's like there's more padding on every field except
But
maybe Wrigley.
Still, like that happened to Bryce a couple years ago, where he just did not see it. And when you're not braced for it at all, and you just fucking run full speed into a wall, I don't care how padded that thing is, man.
Yeah,
It's gonna
that's
hurt.
That's a collision.
Yeah.
That's a collision.
All right, here we go.
Oh.
We have Kevin has a question in the chat, and he said honest question here, so I'm going to trust him. He said, "When do you think young talent meets a desirable clubhouse for older players who still have it in them? Do you think this was the rebuild defining year for the Giants as far as being in a rebuild, but also a potential destination for players?"
That's a good question, but I would agree just because of like what Farhan has done as far as like setting up contracts and things like that, where we've got a lot of young guys, and he did a lot of that rebuilding in the minor leagues team too, to put our minor leagues organization in a top 10 position, and just to have all this young talent coming in, and he continues to make these decisions to put a lot of the vets on, not like prove it deals, but you look at it with the pitching staff where we've got some of the older guys who are pitching at a super high click on those 1-year deals. And I think he's totally right, where we're building this culture right now where there is a young team that's developing the core, and maybe the new face of that might be like some of these not necessarily young guys, but these
Dubon.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I
you look at
fucking love that
Dubon,
guy.
you look at Yastrzemski, who I get Yastrzemski is older, but he's still, in terms of playing time, hasn't been in the MLB for that long. But a lot of those guys are learning from the Evan Longorias and the Buster Posies and the Brandon Crawfords, even Brandon Belt. Like, I think the Giants are kind of, like he said, brewing that perfect storm where they're going to be looked at by a lot of people as far as like, well, they've got the young talent and they've obviously got the culture, and maybe that piece they're missing is like me, you know what I mean? So I like it. I like what we've got brewing.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting time for the team, because it is a very much like a, not necessarily a rebuild, but a little bit of a bridge, and they have replenished the farm system completely, and they have what should be absolute studs coming up in like 2023, 24, like Luis Matos and Marco Luciano, like guys that are supposed to be
Oh yeah.
potential superstars, not just high quality contributors. But if I'm like a veteran player and I'm a free agent upcoming, and I look at the Giants and I'm looking at like what they've been able to do with guys that, like what I said earlier, were dead in the water, like Evan Longoria, Brandon Belt, Brandon Crawford, these guys that were hitting 230 with 6 to 8 bombs a year. And all of a sudden they're buying into the coaching style. All of a sudden they're changing their launch angles. They're hitting bombs. Buster Posey has 10 home runs. He hasn't gone double digits since 2017.
Crawford, dude.
It's
Crawford's
fucking
a
June,
revelation.
and he has 10.
Power.
Yeah, if I'm a scuffling veteran, I might look at them and be like, shit, like maybe I can get a little bit extra juice if I go over to that coaching staff and buy in. So I think for sure it's a good spot. And I think, I mean, for pitching, it's always been a good park.
True.
But when you also see like what the fuck Gosman's doing, Woods doing, Disclafani's doing, say for that 10-run outing, I would definitely be interested as a impending free agent to go over there.
Fuck yeah. So speaking of pitching, we got actually a good question from Kevin in the chat. I think his next question will be complete dog shit, but this is another good one. So he's asking,
It better be, dude.
what do you guys think
They're too
changed with the
serious.
glaring bullpen issues that still haunt our dreams and sometimes current games? What was it mostly the management or the farm system that changed the bullpen?
So
I mean,
I have an answer. I don't know if you
go
guys
for
want to
it.
go, but
Go for
dude, you got it. Take it away.
the biggest thing I would say is well, first of all, Kapler, his big thing in Philly was mismanaging the bullpen. But whenever Farhan's first year was, he traded pretty much every bullpen asset we had and flipped them for minor league prospects. So it's like we had like Sam Dyson, Mark Melanson, and like
Pomerantz.
Tony Watson, Drew Pomerantz. Will Smith was like leading the league in saves, flipped him.
All gone. Yep.
So I think that was all like, I think just saying, hey, let's sell high on these guys because this isn't our year. We need to keep rebuilding. And this is just the downstream effect of flipping all your good bullpen players for prospects. And now you have a lot of, honestly, kind of middle of the road, hope they work out relievers. And that's going to be a big issue because I don't think we're anticipating being having the best record in the National League right now. So now it's like, shit.
Yeah,
like,
is Farhan
we're
going to
gonna
trade
have
for
to
one?
have a good bullpen if we want to win a playoff series.
Yeah, you think Farhan's going to make a move? Is it just going to kind of be like, fuck it, we're in this thing, why not? Or is it still stay the course?
It'll be interesting.
You know, Tyler Rogers wears white shoes, and he throws a white ball right around where his shoes are. So I think that alone earns him the closer position. But...
It's also 65 miles per hour.
That's it?
No, it's probably like 70. It's not. It's in the 70s though.
That's just his
like
junk
72.
ball. Okay, all right. Yeah, it's meant to be 65 miles an hour.
He's got a
Jesus
fastball
Christ.
that touches low 80s. I think like 80, 84 is where he's maxing on the gun.
There's some young guys, but they don't have the confidence yet. Like Duvall,
you can see.
he's been shattered. He's got good stuff, but he's been shattered.
Yeah, true.
But I think it'll be
great
interesting
river
because
cat.
I can guarantee you Farhan will not be flipping a top prospect for a good bullpen arm or a starter or anything like that. But I think every year he's kind of added and subtracted. He isn't just sold. He's always added somebody like Dubon or
Talkman
this year. Solano.
Yeah, Solano's been great. Won a Silver Slugger.
Yeah. I don't think there will be anything drastic, but I bet they'll try to get somebody.
Yeah.
Very exciting times for our San Francisco Giants.
True that.
Yeah.
All right, boys. We're ready to mosey on. I do want to say before we go to the next big segment, John, do you want to talk about some hockey, dude?
I definitely can. Like, it's been some good series that have been going on so far. I've been, like I said, I was watching earlier, or actually right now too. I've got it up, the Carolina Tampa Bay series that's going on. But early on, it was pretty good hockey. We had, we had the Avalanche, who are probably the odds-on favorite right now, still to win the Stanley Cup. They blanked the Blues. They won 4-0. Vegas beat the Minnesota Wild. The heartbreaking one was, sorry, Kevin, but Canadiens pulled it out. Toronto blew a 3-1 lead. It was
yikes, dude.
I will say one of the best things about this, and I was texting Kevin too, was that in this series, in Montreal, when they were facing when they won that first game, they had just allowed fans back into the stadium, and so there was about 2,500 fans, but they had them sing the Canadian anthem to open the game, and it was, oh man, it was, I had actual chills. It was so cool. Not a lot of dry eyes in the house. So that was a good moment from that game, or from that series. Let's see.
When are the Blue Jays going to be allowed to play in Canada again, dude?
The who?
The Blue
Aren't the
Jays?
Toronto Blue Jays?
Oh yeah.
They have
Uh,
not been able to play in Canada, just
Oh,
like
I was
the
gonna say.
Raptors. I'm surprised. I'm just surprised that the Leafs are actually playing in Canada with American teams.
I'm not sure. I think that big thing was in regards to, well, but then again, I'm not too sure either because Canadian teams have been allowed to play hockey in their home stadiums with no fans and then travel also to the United States. So I'm not too sure. That's a good question. I would have to look into that though.
It's because hockey
going
is,
on, eh?
Hockey rules Canada, so it's like Canada is just gonna be like, oh,
They're like,
playoff
whatever.
hockey, boost the economy, let's fucking go. Whereas like
Baseball,
Blue
basketball,
Jays,
you can go to Tampa.
like
We don't
Vlad,
give a shit.
Vlad Guerrero pulls in like 300 fans. All right, like he's sick, he's fun to watch, but he's not gonna bring butts to the seats. At least, I don't know. I would go see him, but
Yeah, in the bigs and homers.
Yeah, true.
fuck yeah.
Don't it?
But nobody cares, honestly.
Yeah, it's, when
Yeah,
you're on the
you're
Blue
not wrong.
Jays,
You're
it's
not
hard.
wrong.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard to stand out. Like
True.
when I think of Blue Jays, all I think of is light green AstroTurf. That's it. That's all that comes to my mind. And it's like the fact that they haven't been relevant and that long is like, come on, figure it out, boys.
If you've seen this year, the
Figure
field
it
they're
out.
playing on in Florida
Figure it
is
out.
disgusting. It's a minor league park that they're playing in every
Ugh,
game.
ugh.
It's pretty funny to watch. At
The
least it looks
launch
like it.
pad.
So John, who are you picking to take the cup home?
I would
Avs?
say I would say Avalanche. The cool thing right now is that it's the Avalanche versus the Knights in the second round right now. So they're both kind of the Knights were the odds-on favorite early on to kind of run away with it, but then the Avalanche have been they went on a tear and they've been good all season too, and they're young. But I would say definitely the Avalanche right now.
All right. Well, there you go,
Oh.
boys. Make your bets.
That's hockey, eh?
That's the hockey hour, huh?
Little
Oh,
quick
yeah.
Hockey
wrap-up
hour,
there,
baby.
A hockey hour.
Hockey
eh?
hour.
Hockey hour.
That was good, bud.
That was good stuff. Hey,
Yeah.
all right. Well, we got a little break in the action. Fat Merness, appreciate the sub and the gifted sub to Mr. Young Lunk. Thank you, brother, for keeping the channel alive.
Hell yeah.
All right, as we're coming around the corner here on our final subject of the day here, the night. How about the NFL?
We can't do an AGAP podcast
Bum,
without some
bum, bum,
football,
bum.
baby.
It's actually 100 days exactly.
Ooh.
week one.
Oh, let's go.
Oh shit! We got sorry boys. We got a 5 gifted sub bomb from Kevin Brobin.
Dear
dude.
Lord.
You're keeping us alive over here, dude.
This guy. We will answer any question as we already have, Kevin. But
My
keep
God.
it
Well,
coming,
not-
man.
Maybe not any question.
With those dude, with those 5 subs, all 4 of us can afford to go to a Blue Jays game now. So boys, pack your bags. Pack your bags. We're going to Florida. Let's go.
Let's go.
So that, yeah. NFL.
First thing I want to start with the NFL. What do you guys think?
boys.
Oh,
12,
no.
what? We got an extra game now. 17 weeks. How are we feeling about
God
it?
Player
damn it. Give me
safety,
2
love it.
seconds. I gotta reset the Zoom again, dude. My
Yeah, no
computer's
worries.
broken. I know exactly what's wrong. This will not happen for the last stream.
I really think it's going to move the needle having one less preseason game and one more regular season game for player safety. I think it's great.
Yeah, real good. All right, we'll be right back. All right, boys. Once again, it's just me. I'm here alone. So this is my new multi-marketing scheme. We're gonna end up selling Blue Jays tickets to people in Florida that aren't coherent enough to understand that they're not playing in Canada. So it's really not that hard. All we gotta do is somebody needs to get a registered address in Florida, and then we just start selling to our neighbors, to anybody nearby, and we'll make so much money. All right, we're going to get this thing pulled back up here. Give me 2 seconds.
He's the only fan.
He's the only fan.
All right, boys. Chat can hear you now, and I'm going to get the video back up.
We're back. Cool.
Hey.
I was just saying, I think 17 is just a wonky number. It's going to be weird as more records get broken, passing records, rushing records, all that stuff. It's going to be like the classic, like the 72 Dolphins that went 14-0.
Yeah, now it's gonna get even
like-
weirder. And I also
Yeah.
can't I can't hope that the Cowboys are gonna go 8-8 again. You know,
I have to reconfigure in my head what
dude,
they
my
all
brain.
are. Yeah.
Exactly, dude. I want the Cowboys to go 8-9 now. You know, to keep some tradition.
Yeah, of course.
True.
It's
So,
weird.
wasn't
It's
it
very weird.
floated for a while that there was going to be an additional 2 games but 2 bye weeks? Wasn't that floated? Like that was thought of at some point, and they landed on just adding one game and removing one preseason.
And removing the bye week.
Everyone has
I know, just
removing the second. Removing
No more bye weeks. Games on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, what? So we've got Monday, Thursday. We got Saturday near the end of the season. We got Sunday, of course. Oh,
Yeah.
we also didn't we have a Tuesday? Did we have a Tuesday game? We had a weird Tuesday.
No, you
'cause
get
of
some
COVID,
Saturdays.
because of
You get
COVID.
some
That was the reason
Saturdays
we
at
had
the
it
end of
last
the year. Yeah, we had one Tuesday.
I definitely feel like they're moving.
It's
towards
it's
one
good
game
for
a
the
week,
Shield. It's good for the Shield. Get that 17th game.
though. Get that money, dude.
For the
Gotta
cause.
make that money.
We can get Roger Goodell a nicer chair.
It just concerns me because the team that we all root for, besides Tom, is just always so injury bitten. It's just scary to have that extra game, honestly.
Yeah.
True.
It scares the shit out of me.
True.
It's another game for Jimmy to crack his ankle, you know.
Yeah.
Jimmy!
Well, you're not worried about that anymore.
That's also true. Kevin
Initially.
said there should be a
Initially.
doubleheader playing for the NFL. Winner gets to keep their ACL.
Yeah, no shit.
No, yeah, I think there's going to be more injuries. Do you think we're going to start to see the NFL have players that are quote unquote hurt? You know, are we going to start to see almost in a way like we see with the NBA, like, oh, they're injured this week. Say they're playing an inferior opponent. They're playing the Lions.
He's got a groin.
Yeah, he's got a groin. He's got a groin.
Yeah.
And especially if a team who maybe has won 6 games straight and they're going against a team that is, terrible. I can envision that.
How fucking lame is that? Well, they were actually talking to that point about saying, okay, we're going to do 17 games, but each player can only play 16. It's like your backup quarterback has to start one game randomly. Like how gimmicky is that though? Like,
Yeah,
and if I pay
it is.
tickets, like if I'm like, all right, cool, I got the December whatever game against like whoever's coming in, and then I get to see, like, I mean, I'd be down to see Trey Lance, but if you're different, like if you're a fan of a different team, you see your backup quarterback.
Here's the scenario.
Yeah.
I fly to Philadelphia to see my Philadelphia Eagles at
There you
Lincoln
go.
Financial Field, and
There you
then they're
go.
starting Joe Flacco.
There you
Just
go.
because.
There you go. That's the
Yeah.
example.
I think
Yeah.
I'd kill myself for
Thank
it.
God. You won't.
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't want to watch fucking Flacco over Hurts, dude? Come on. Flacco's electric.
I don't know. It's just it's
But
just gimmicky to me. I'm glad they're not doing that, but if that's the direction they're gonna go, it just
It feels like funky things are gonna happen though. It's different.
They already do it for the playoffs. I mean, guys already take breaks right before playoffs, and that makes sense. But it's like it might happen even earlier this year, right? Like teams will have the opportunity to clinch earlier than probably before.
Or what if you have like an NBA thing where if you're blowing out a team, maybe they'll be quicker to put in the backup players if they're blown out. Like they're not going to wait till the end of the fourth quarter or something. They'll actually, what they're up 28-0 at halftime,
Right.
Like,
Totally. Oh yeah.
whatever it is, get your veterans rest. Just like we were talking about with the Giants in baseball, like your veteran players need some time, and that's what makes them successful is getting that time.
Yeah.
they should do anyway. Like there's nothing worse than seeing a Duke blow out his ACL in the fourth quarter of a meaningless game. But
Yep.
Niners fans know all about that.
Yep.
ACLs and high ankle sprains.
Love them. All right,
Love 'em.
we got another real question from Kevin in the chat. He says,
No way.
do you think this new age of player rest games or injury protection, which I actually agree with, unionize the people, do you think it's going to be long term, and will it affect the player pay? Like, he says, how do you rationalize paying somebody big money to play half the games rather than getting war dogs who just put in the miles but aren't dropping big games?
Everyone wants to sign Frank Gore in the new NFL
True.
Yeah.
because he
Well, I
gets
think-
knocked down and he gets back up again.
Well,
He's never
I think
gonna
that's
break me down.
the issue with players wanting guaranteed money, and I bet teams are going to want to do incentivized contracts. So if you play X amount of games, X amount of snaps, you get X amount of yards or whatever, then we'll give you this. But the players all obviously want the security of if I do play football and snap my fucking knee in half, like I want my money. I don't want to just get cut and be like, cool, thanks for playing, bud.
What do we have that offensive tackle who got hurt when he was doing an off-season workout?
Like the Broncos outside
Yeah.
the facility, and they don't have to pay
Mhm.
them.
Yeah.
Yep,
Really?
that feels fucked.
Yeah.
That feels wrong.
That falls on like that
Wow.
guaranteed money thing then, right? As far as
Mhm.
like when a player signs a contract, there needs to be something in it as far as the guaranteed money.
That's what they all want.
Well, isn't there
Which-
typically in the NFL? Isn't it a massive signing bonus? I understand that's not all guaranteed.
Not
But
always.
I guess
Depends
that
on
is
who
for
you are.
Depends on the
top-tier
position.
players.
Quarterbacks get a big signing bonuses for sure.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, we'll see. I'm sure it's going to come up when the next collective bargaining agreement comes around, you know. I'm sure.
and it's probably gonna get turned down because that commissioner is an asshole.
Love it.
Well, more fun things with the NFL. Fucking this league, man. What Matt Stafford is going to LA. We got Aaron Rodgers the night of the draft asking kind of to be traded, sort of like telling someone he wants to be traded.
Putting it out there.
But just throwing it out there,
just
you know,
a
an
feeler.
hour before
Yeah.
the draft, whatever, you know. And then
Just some
now we got
feelers.
Julio on live TV saying that he's not going to be a Falcon. And it feels more and more like the NBA. It feels more like players can they have more control. And just like we just talked about, maybe it makes sense they have more control because they don't have controls of how many games they can play or if they have a rest, you know?
You know,
Fair enough.
sorry. I was gonna say. I was gonna say like I don't want to spend too much time on it, but do you guys think that Julio knew he was on air? I know that's like
Yeah.
the big talking point. How do you guys feel like? Did he feel like he was on air? If he did feel like he was on air,
think he was.
you think he was, and you think he like tried to sell it that he wasn't to like look better?
I don't know if he like was really trying to sell that he didn't know he was on air. He just made it sound like it was like a candid phone call.
Yeah.
But he never was like, "Oh, I didn't know I was on air." Like I think
Like, oh,
I'm
what do you mean?
I'm guessing Shannon would like text him was like, "Hey man, like
I'm going to call
obviously
you in a
like
second.
we're on air. Like
Right.
I'm on air every fucking morning on
You
every
should
weekday
know
morning
this.
from this time." Like,
Yeah.
Right.
but like he probably said like, "Can I call you? I want to get you on air for an interview."
All right. That's interesting.
I don't know.
I'm like the more I've watched it, the more I think I do know that like I think he believed he was on air. But initially when you first watch it, it's like, oh, it looked like he just called him. Like it looks like he just called him out of nowhere and was like, hey dude, like what's going on? Oh, and by the way, you're on air. I was like, ooh, that's not a good look for Shannon, but also he is that like edgy guy. So I don't know. I was just curious.
Did Julio come out with anything after the fact and say like, "Oh, I didn't know"?
No.
So then that kind of speaks it right there. If he's
Yeah.
not trying to do any kind of damage control, then he knew what he was doing, or he knew where he was. Like as far as like he knew the situation.
Oh, all right. Kevin wants us.
Exactly.
Kevin
Yeah.
is suggesting we do a podcast bet where wherever Aaron Rodgers ends up, the winner picks on a fellow host to eat a travel sixth jar of mayonnaise.
God.
Travel sized jar
Oh my
of
God.
mayonnaise. Jesus Christ.
At least it's travel
Woo.
sized.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. I guess how big is travel size? That's not too big. It might be like a little shooter, like a little, just like suck down like a packet of mayo.
Who has a travel
Ugh.
sized thing of mayo though? like some guys like, you know, I'll keep that fucking thing on me, man. You know, like come on.
I hate the mayonnaise on the plane. I bring my Hellmann's with me. I mean,
Pocket mayo.
I guess that could open up the conversation. Where do you guys think Aaron Rodgers is going to go?
I think he doesn't go. I'm gonna just take that bet.
I was gonna say I'm
Same.
probably in that boat too. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't think
he's going anywhere.
That's no fun. I think he's gonna
But
go
that
to the
isn't
Broncos. Yeah, he's going to the Broncos.
is
dude.
another great offer. I mean, or a great selection. I don't know, man. I think he'll stay too. That's the thing that sucks. I guess Julio's probably the more entertaining. Like, where will he go? Because if he says he's out, he's out.
He's gonna
Also
get
just don't
Aaron
eat
said he's out
mayonnaise.
too, and that's not a guarantee.
He's gonna get flipped to the Rams for Stafford, and then like the Rams like 2026 and 2027 first round, whatever their
And
next ones are.
the Rams will
They're
start
gonna-
Cooper Cup.
They're gonna trade whatever first round picks they have for the next decade too. It's like 2 of them.
Kevin did put the disclaimer in the initial bet that it was where he's gonna go, but if traded.
Los Angeles Rams.
Traded.
Okay.
You think Julio's gonna go to the Rams, or are we talking about Rodgers?
Raj.
Raj. Look, someone wants to eat some mayo. It sounds.
I
like.
think a good spot. I don't think they would send him here, but obviously, I think the Titans could be a sneaky good spot for him because they already have
Julio?
a baller ass team. Tannehill is like passable, but not great. Like if they had Aaron Rodgers or even just a top 5 quarterback, that team is Super Bowl bound, in my opinion. They're like
I agree with that.
Their defense needs to get better, but like they will just crush teams. Like he could just hand the ball to Derrick Henry and then throw 25 incredible passes. And
AJ Brown.
Yep,
One
AJ
of-
Brown.
I think AJ Brown's a top 5 receiver, and with Rodgers,
oh, he's
probably
incredible.
definitely top 5.
Yeah. So that's my
How-
that's my.
But it'd be
sneaky-
weird, man. Like Aaron Rodgers, and it's just one of those
Yeah.
franchises where I'm like, no,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I don't. Nobody wants to see that.
Like they don't deserve him. You know,
Yeah.
like they're not like a because they're a new team relatively, right?
Yeah,
I
nobody
mean,
wants to see that.
Yeah.
How bad do you think Aaron Rodgers wanted to be a Niner?
Oh, so bad.
Yeah.
So bad. I mean, I think that was in his like 3 teams that he wanted to go to, right? And I think he wants to come back and prove like you guys should have drafted me all along because he's
Yeah.
the kind of guy that holds those grudges. Like he
Right.
holds those grudges. It's insane.
But he also knows it's not the same coach or GM like at all.
Right.
So he's like down to come back. I doubt he holds the. I'm sure he likes to play well against them every time, but yeah, I'm sure he would love to be in red and gold playing
Yeah,
for
true.
Shanahan.
Yep.
True. I would agree with that.
That's probably not going to happen at this point. That
No,
ship
I think
feels
Nah.
to,
The
Nah.
feels
second
to have
we
been
got-
ship
sailed.
The second we got
Ship
Trey
sailed.
Lance, it was over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where else would he? I don't know. I'm trying to think of where else. Like New England.
I don't know, man. I feel like it's down to a couple though.
We don't- it's like-
Raiders, Broncos, Titans. Even the Titans though are kind of a stretch because didn't they make a commitment to Tannehill? Haven't
I
they
don't-
signed him for? So they have to move his contract.
The
Which wouldn't be that
Raiders.
hard.
That'd be interesting.
The Raiders, I
Raiders would be
think,
very
are.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's an exciting one.
That'd
I
be
think.
cool. I'd be down with that.
Gruden and
would
Aaron
be
Rodgers on the
interesting.
same team is like that seems like
Yeah,
button
that-
heads though,
that
dude.
worked
Like
out.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers is ready for the like, hey buddy, you ready to play some football? Like just like
Oh, yeah.
super like, hey, like I don't know. if he wants
Gruden's
that.
gonna be texting him at midnight a play he wrote up on a napkin. You know, like, what do you think, bud?
What do you think? What do you think, man? I just.
What do you think,
Stuff
man?
on a napkin, man. Young Link says if he goes to New England, he's blowing his brains out. So hopefully it's to the Las Vegas
Please
Raiders.
don't. We love you, Lung Lung. Please, please.
Young Lung, sorry.
So all right, so that's where we.
Oh,
think
I got
Aaron
one
Rodgers
more.
is going.
I got
Oh,
one more
oh,
on that. I got one
okay,
more on this.
okay,
One more.
okay.
So who is the next NFL player to quote unquote not demand a trade but demand a trade? Who's the next one that we haven't talked that no one knows yet?
I want it to be Odell Beckham. So
That was my first
It could
fucking thought.
easily
I
be
just
Odell.
feel like it's gonna be him.
I'll never let the dream die of him being in red and gold either.
Odell also posted on his Instagram because I follow him because I'm sad. A scene from Scarface where Tony Montana is something like, "You need people like me. You need people," and he said like some caption like that. That's what he posted
What?
today. So I feel like Odell's already laying the groundwork, dude. He's already setting it up that
Dude.
things aren't going well, you know.
Classic Instagram diva, just like laying the little breadcrumbs, trying to like get the fans to basically make it happen for him. Not a bad play.
I wouldn't be. I mean, it'd be surprising, but I wouldn't be shocked if somehow Green Bay just completely fucks it up and lets Rodgers walk. I could see Devontae Adams trying
Oh,
to get
yeah.
his way out too.
100%.
Absolutely, yeah.
Didn't Devontae not show up to an OTA because Aaron Rodgers didn't? That's what I think I heard.
I don't know.
I thought I heard that some wide receivers and Aaron Rodgers didn't show up to an OTA.
I know Devontae Adams didn't show up.
Yep,
Damn,
they're on his side.
dude, that
I would be too.
God.
The MVP.
like even
You know how fucking good Aaron Rodgers makes Devontae Adams.
Dude.
True. I mean, true.
so fucking good. Just positions the ball exactly where it has to be. But
True.
think of the like package trade that you could make with that. Like even just in like fantasy football, right? Like that's the kind of trade that you would have to make to get those guys, with a fuck ton of picks as well.
would love to
Rams
see it.
Rams laid the groundwork.
That is
They're
true.
saying
Yeah,
you can give
fuck.
away all the picks. Who
That
gives a
is
shit?
true, and still not
Or
win.
if you're like the Browns, you
Still
trade
not.
like Myles Garrett and Baker Mayfield and
Get Aaron Rodgers.
you just get like
Kareem
fucking
Hunt.
Aaron Rodgers.
That's what I'm saying.
That'd be a ballsy move. I would
You'd,
love that.
if you're
That'd
Green
be- I'd
Bay,
be
you'd
impressed.
have to think about something like that. Like the best pass rusher in the NFL.
Yep, and an up and coming
And
quarterback.
like, okay.
Why not? And
Up
probably
and
some
coming.
picks. Throw it in there, you know. Fuck it.
Maybe they're just all in on Jordan Love. Maybe we're the assholes. I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't
I
think
doubt it. I
think
feel like
so.
they would have already done it. They would have already moved him if they didn't. So
I'm saying Tannehill and a fuck ton of picks for Rodgers, dude. Calling it right now. I'm squatting on that take. It's probably terrible, but I'm squatting on it.
Squatting on
I love the imagery.
That's
Jesus. All right, boys. Well, I think I'm kind of done. I don't really need to talk about this last segment. I don't know how you guys feel.
Yeah, we don't got to talk about Naomi Osaka. That's okay. She's sad. Do your thing, girl.
You do
Take your
you, girl.
time.
We
That's
all
do you,
support
girl.
her.
You do you,
We
girl.
absolutely
You
all
do you.
support her.
100%.
True.
We are behind you. All right. Well, with that, I think have we closed it up, boys? Anyone got any closing remarks for Kevin and Young Lunk?
I don't know.
No, dude,
Thanks for sticking around, guys. We appreciate
Real
you.
real question: is this Andy Dalton's breakout year? Is this the year? Andy Dalton.
Justin Fields. Anybody? Does anybody remember that guy?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
No, don't worry.
Yeah,
They
probably
already said
not.
Andy Dalton starting. They already said Andy
Oh,
Dalton starting.
yeah, QB1.
That was
dude.
before.
QB1.
That was before they drafted him, though.
I think
That
it's
was before
Tim
they drafted him.
Tebow's breakout year.
Ooh.
Nice,
Tight end,
dude.
yeah.
Tight end 1.
All right. How many touchdowns does Tim Tebow have this season?
1.
Throwing or catching?
Catching or rushing?
Oh, rushing. I didn't even think about that.
Actually, I'll go 2.
I'm gonna go 4. I'll go a little over.
I'm going 2.5.
They're gonna force feed him the ball, and
They will force feed him the ball
Oh, yeah.
on the goal line, but such a slap in the face to anybody that's a tight end in the NFL, like a free agent tight end, like a Delaney Walker or like a
Yeah.
Zach Ertz. You see fucking
Zach
Tim
Ertz is a
Tebow.
free agent still?
No.
Holy
He's
shit.
still in the
okay.
Eagles.
Okay.
Is
The
he?
Eagles are asking.
They're
a
trying to
crazy amount
trade
for
him, right?
They're asking a
Yeah.
crazy amount, and what it sounds like recently is that no one's willing to pay, so he's just on the team, and he'll be a free agent next year probably,
Mm.
or maybe a mid-season trade if he plays well and some teams are feeling frisky.
Wasn't there like a tearful goodbye and all that stuff?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it wasn't
Embarrassing.
a full. Yeah. He
Embarrassing.
thought he was gone. It was at the end of the year. He said something like a post of some
Yeah.
kind.
Oh,
But
yeah, it was like his
still on the
presser.
team.
He
Still
was
on
like
the team.
he was like really classy about it, like thanked the media, got all teary.
He's a classy guy.
Aw.
Love Zach Ertz. dude.
Then just to come back, well,
Now that we're firing from the hip a little bit here, I did see that the Niners might be working out with Delaney Walker.
yeah, he's coming in
I
tomorrow.
like that,
I
dude.
think.
Let's
Yeah,
get him back.
reunion.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Let's get him.
Full
Let's
circle,
get
baby.
Julio
Fucking Louis.
Jones.
Let's
Frank Score.
get Jones, dude. I
Frank
want him
Score.
so bad. The Niners.
I do
Okay,
too.
I pulled just I don't know. We're fucking firing from the hip here, so I'm just gonna keep going. The Niners are 5th on the list of odds makers to get Julio Jones. So
I'll take that.
number 1 is Patriots. Number 2 is Titans. Number 3 is Ravens. Number 4 is Dolphins. Number 5 is Niners. Very interesting.
How many? What do you think of the asking prices? Just ballpark for me.
I think it's probably a second
Player
round.
and 2 picks. Oh, you
Yeah,
think it's
a
you think they're only
player-
asking a second?
DeAndre Hopkins went for a 4th, and David Johnson.
That
I
did
know
not set the market.
that's
That
an
was the worst
outlier.
trade
I
ever.
know it's an
The worst trade
outlier,
in the history of the NFL.
but that doesn't mean Julio Jones is gonna command a first. Like he's
Where did Odell go?
32.
Didn't Odell get traded, or was that a signing? Odell got traded,
That was
right?
Odell got traded.
And it was for a first or a second.
Odell was also like 25 years old.
right.
True.
That's the thing. Julio has like 3 seasons left, maybe
Dude.
one.
And he's
left.
had
Not-
some injuries.
Dude,
and it's
he
not
has
fair,
had
but
some
but
fucking
if I'm
injuries, let me
like
tell ya.
if I'm trading, that's when you go extra hard on everybody. So you're like, hey, he's
that.
older, he's been injured. He didn't produce as much last year.
And he also doesn't need to be the primary guy on a place
No,
like
he'd
San
be
Francisco.
great.
you
He's
know?
still a stud.
No, he would be a stud, but he
Yeah.
doesn't need to do like he was with Matt Ryan. Like fucking, I guess Matt Ryan had what's his name, Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
He honestly could just sit out. He could just sit out, not play, get healthy.
He's got a groin. He's got a
and,
groin.
Like, yeah, like he might just be asked to be put on the IR and just wait it out.
I bet he goes for like a second and a third.
Damn, that seems so cheap. Do it
I know.
now. Do it now, Lynch. Do it now.
Yeah, just do it.
Do it. Do it! fucking shy on their ass, dude.
Fuck.
All right,
I bet it'll
boys.
happen this week, so we'll know. We'll know soon.
Chubb.
It might happen. All right, boys, we singing them out?
I think so. Are we gonna try to sing that one song? Or are we gonna?
Yeah, which one was it again? Beach Boys?
Mm-hmm.
All right, boys. I'm gonna pull it up. I'll play it.
And just tell me when the ba ba bas start.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
I'll start it
This is
once it starts
just
going.
for
I'll
the
go
subscribers.
For it.
If
We
you're not a
already
subscriber,
lost
you
3
know,
people,
too.
so
Good.
in the last minute. So they're
Please
gonna,
stop
they're gonna
the
miss
stream
out.
if you're not a subscriber. You're not allowed to listen to this.
What is that song even called?
Barbara Ann?
Barbara Ann. Beach Boys. Oh, I just had it. There we go. Okay. All right. Barbara Ann. Ba 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 ba
Please step You got me rocking and a rolling, rocking and a rolling. It's so off.
It's not us, it's the
Holy
latency.
shit. All right, it's
Latency.
over.
If we were
boys.
together, we'd sound beautiful.
Blame the latency.
Yep, not our fault. Not our fault.
All right, send us out, Daddy Tom.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us on our season 3 premiere of the A Gap podcast. We'll be back for you in 2 weeks. Try to do this every 2 weeks. So we will be sending out the information about when, what day, all that good stuff on all of our social media, Twitter, Instagram. We'll be on YouTube. We'll be on Spotify. Everyone who joined us in the chat, your questions that were said on air will be on the YouTube video and the podcast. So thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Love you guys.
Thank you, everybody. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.